Hey people, Intro here, 53 Faction War. This is Estia Province and Tau versus some Chaos fellas. For the Tau blue team, a couple of Ethereals. This is Mostafa and we have MrCrow. These are melee heroes that forego combat prowess for powerful support with auras and invocations. Alongside, rounding off the team, Torpid and an XV8 Crisis Commander, a heavy mech with powerful firepower and some utility. On the red Chaos team, Magnificent Jeff and a Plague Champion starts off with the damage of a time bolt gun, can get to melee weapons, debilitates enemies and supports allies, can also repair Death Guard, elite scheme. Alongside Zero Crier and a Chaos Sorcerer, offensive and disruptive hero with powerful battlefield manipulation and control. And rounding off the teams, VagrantTable with a Chaos Lord, a durable and destructive hero walking through objects, cannot be suppressed with powerful offense and disruption, fighting in melee. The Black Legion on the east side against that Crisis Commander. What do we got here for Torpid? Into some Fire Warriors, ranged DPS, some good options a bit later. And these Pathfinders do start with those Photon Grenades. There you see it, to slow down stuff, very helpful when there's a Chaos Lord barreling towards you, but they didn't go for him. There's some Troop Carnivores coming in. These guys have changed significantly since they were last featured on the channel. No longer cost power, but they no longer have power melee weapons. Only 125 hit points per model, but they do have 7 models. That blue aura you see is the unifying mantra from the Ethereal, giving them 15% damage resistance, but they do need to maintain it with energy drain. The Ethereal also has a passive aura, of course, which buffs the health of nearby allies, including the Crisis Commander, actually. It's a 20% buff, so he can get over 1,000 hit points pretty quickly. In fact, there's the Repulsor Shield. That'll give him 100 more hit points, taking him to 850. And then he'll go over 1,000 when he's near the Ethereal, I think. On the west side, some more Troop Carnivores. These guys can get Ritual Blades, which are power melee weapons. At which point they'd lose these little funky melee rifle things, which are a really cool weapon, I think. Anything for Mostafa? Nope. Nothing for Crow. Yeah, we've got Raptors on the way for Cry. Jeff and VagrantTable got some more Heretics up. So this is the 1.6 of the Tau release. I've been told by Torpid, who does a bunch of the design stuff, that they're pretty happy with the design at the moment. So it should be just like some number tweaks and bug fixes until they are, hopefully, soon TM, added to the main branch of Elite Mod, which will be awesome to see. More Raptors, this time for Jeff. On the power here are the Troop Carnivores. Get Doom Blasted, Heretics backing away, but here's Jeff coming in from an angle. So they have to run. And the Ethereal has to run. Only 550 hit points on this guy. You can focus him down pretty easily. You need to be so careful with his positioning. On to the east side, some Zinchian worship and some Khorne worship. And some Vespid Stingwings for both Mostafa and MrCrow. So the Ethereal can support melee squads incredibly well with his various invocations. The Invocation of Tides will give a melee damage bonus for the power of Tides. And he's got the Invocation of Grace for speed and suppression immunity stuff. Lots of options. And he can get all of his invocations at once, the Ethereal, which makes him super energy intensive and, of course, not cheap to do. Well, that was a decent Doom Bolts. Raptors missing their jump kind of though. Looks like Coruscant Flame is on them. Oh, and they're getting grab inhibition fielded here. But he's moving, so it wears off. 500 to 500 on the VP still. Nobody's got anything off the counter. Raptors running away. That green effect is from these Ritual Blades. They slow you on hit, which is pretty cool. They kind of dual wield them. Very cool. Losing that little ranged weapon, as I saw. But they kill on hit, they heal on kill, these guys. They're carnivorous ways. Get some more melee skill and some more hit points from these Ritual Blades too. It is a 20 power upgrade, but it gives them a huge amount of stuff. Now in on these Heretics with the grenade launchers. Not a good fight for the Heretics. Ethereal just got tossed aside by the Sorcerer, who then teleported away. These are the Carnivores of Torpid. What's going on west side? It's red for Chaos. Some Nurgle worship. Everything runs though. And the Tau are going to take it. Where are some Fire Warriors? Double of Fire Warriors for MrCrow. Starting off with 12.5-ish DPS. Ranged weapons. They can get pulse rifles and pulse blasters in tier 2. Both of them do inferno damage, but they have different ranges and abilities and stuff. So we'll see what they go for. Havocs for Zero Cry, no, cancels them. I think he's just looking for tier 2 now. A Raptor for each of the Chaos players could do a huge amount of work if they're used well, but they do have ways to counter-initiate, as we've seen. This thing's really bad news for them. Draining their energy so they can't jump and slowing them down, while suppressing them. Oh, here's the heavy gun drone squad, which is different now. It's a bit weird, I think. It comes out with no suppression weapon on it. It costs 15 power, and I don't understand why. It comes out, it's like a 3 drone squad with not very good weapons. Maybe they ignore cover because they're floating. Maybe that's it. But then you need to pay a bit extra to get the suppression weapon, which they... Yeah, I don't know why you wouldn't do it. Not sure why the cost is spread like that. Carnivore's jumping over cover there. And the Vespid jump is quite cool because they're flying, obviously. They're not actually jumping with the jump pack. It's like a very shallow fly, which seems a bit quicker, rather than the big looping jump that Raptors and stuff do. There it is, you see it there, look at that. It seems so much quicker, very cool. 475 to 462 on the VPs. They can also get a Flamer with some power bashing shenanigans. Looks like this Ethereal is going to go down. Chaos Lord is level 2. Instant revive though from Torpid's Crisis Commander. We'll see when the Ethereal gets back up. Yeah, look at his health boost up to 1065. Because it's merely because this guy's close, and now there's the unifying mantra. You might see some markers each CSM because they do have some like heavier infantry in tier 2 of the Tau fellas. Speaking of tier 2, all the Chaos players are going, the tower taking the west side, and there is that suppression weapon. What do they call them? Twin linked burst cannon. Can get, now that it's got this, it can get the anti-vehicle weapon as well. Which seems quite powerful from what I've seen. Seems to hit pretty hard. Yeah, so in tier 2 they can get the Greater Narlock, which would also counter-initiate the Raptors really well. I'm hoping we see one, because they look cool. Stealth battle suits on the way for Torpid. Really cool kind of skirmish unit that can infiltrate and get melter weapons as well. Crew Carnivore trying to take their VP back. Under fire from the CSM, but now they're infiltrated because of the... What's it called? Patient Hunters. Vespid's jumping in. Going into melee, I think they have 25 melee DPS, so the same as Assault Marines would have at level 1. Less hit points per model, of course. Back to the east side, some Corn Worship. Raptors jumping in really early. Getting that suppression. They've got their Aspiring Champion too. Dark Flames chucked in also. Some more fire from Let the Galaxy Burn. Raptors doing a good job holding things up there. More Raptors coming in. Also have their Aspiring Champion. Oh, but that was that a photon grenade there? That was a photon grenade. Not sure what that earlier thing was. Maybe it's something from the Fire Warriors. 393 to 460 on the VPs. Crew Carnivores barely got away there for Torpid. Some disruption. Oh, the stealth battlesuits have their... I think it's called a chasseur. I don't know how you meant to say it. Squad leader. Oh, Heretic just got shot to death. Whereas the Pathfinders and the Fire Warriors have a chasseur. There's all this effect. I don't know. It's cool though. Just a thing. Back to the west side. CSM with an Aspiring Champion there. Can pop their Slaughter to help them trade. Ooh, big gun drone. That's a recon drone there on the Pathfinders. Is it really a recon drone? It's so big. It, I think it does like 15 DPS, but it ignores cover, which is quite cool for those fellas. Raptors doing a really good job holding up that army now into the back lines on that anti-vehicle weapon, just trying to shoot the Blood Crusher. Blood Crusher's in on those Vespids. Gonna die if they're not careful, those Vespids. I think they're gonna wipe, you know. Maybe. Yep, they died to damage over time, I think. From the Plague Champion or something. And the Blood Crusher lives. These guys were able to set up again. Did the Carnivores get out? The Crew Carnivores got out. And they have their Crew Shaper leader now, up to 8 models. These guys as well. Chaos with mid-map authority, even bashing this power here. And they have a 2-to-1 cap, 100 odd VP lead. Broadside Battlesuit is in. I'm not sure why it's in a strange place on the army panel here. This guy sets up with very long range and these awesome rail rifles or whatever they're called. In game, they do something called minor melter damage. I think they're the only unit that has it. It's basically like melter damage, but it does less to vehicles. I guess they thought something with super long range with good damage to everything and good accuracy versus everything shouldn't be quite as good against vehicles. So they gave them their own damage type. Still very powerful against everything though. And they have those little missiles you might have seen popping out. Oh, look at that. That is Storm of Fire from the Invocation of Fire, boosting the weapon range of all these guys. Kind of like the fire on my target of the Lord General, I guess. I'm not sure if that's timed or if that's maintained with energy. I think it's timed. Use it to deliver a big burst of damage. Speaking of big bursts of damage, this Ethereal is going to die to another hit, I think. Crunch. Plague Fist getting it done. Also has Armor of Pestilence, and we have Icon of Nurgle. These CSM are dying. Just CSM just died somewhere. I couldn't click them fast enough. Over here. No, those are the wrong army scheme. I don't know where they were. They might have been harassed. Oh, they were harassing the VP, look. Taken out by the Troop Carnivores. Zero Prize down to, oh, maybe down to a single squad. I think these Raptors are going to wipe. Vespids jumping. Down they go. Just Noise Marines on the field now with the Blast Master. See how he recovers. Broadside with those little missiles. I think they're explosive PvP damage, so they're good versus all targets. They just don't do huge amounts of damage per shot. And there's Curse of Zinch on those Vespid Stingwings. Gonna wipe him, does wipe him. We have more Broadside Battlesuit from Mostafa over on this west side. So these guys have super heavy infantry armor. I'm not sure if they have melee attacks actually, but I imagine tying them up in melee is pretty effective either way. Getting big hits on that Chaos Lord. He just took the drone out. Let's crunch that drone. 261 to 455 on the VP. Still a decent lead for the Chaos fellas. Here's some Bloodletters. They'll be good to teleport onto the Broadside Battlesuits. I don't know why we have these Vespid Stingwings staying in the army panel. Taking up a slot for some reason. They are super dead. Oh, Greater Narlock on the way. Awesome. Zero Cry got some more Raptors. Gave them an Aspiring Champion already. Got faith in these Raptors. There's the jump. Gonna shut down all of that. Oh, they got their EMP grenade. There's Pathfinders. Fire Warriors here with a shield drone, which absorbs all damage until it's destroyed. They're probably starting to get those Inferno PvP weapons up. The Fire Warriors in it. Yeah, these guys have got their pulse rifles, super long range of 44, and nice Inferno PvP DPS. And the squad leader, the Chassis, will get a better weapon as well. What is this? The stealth fellas sneaking around. Looks like their energy ran out, so they now can't infiltrate anymore. Raptors jumping in. There's that Greater Narlock. So it comes out, I think it's 400, 100 cost, so not as much as other walkers. It doesn't have the hit points of other walkers, but it does heal on hit. And it's got some cool abilities. It can charge, and it's now got this thing, Unstoppable Beast. Unstoppable Beast makes it take less damage when it's low health and gives it the charge. So we'll see how it does. Not sure how much it heals on hit. If it's percentage based or what. Just, oh, it's got that roar as well, slowing down those heretics, so it can be difficult to escape it. The Blood Crusher does not want to fight that thing. It's got way more hit points and it's got melee resistance. The Blood Crusher does not have melee resistance. Oh, it hits with its little hands, look. That's a cool animation. It's a nice model on this thing. It's got little dangly bits on the sides here. Now it's attacking the Blood Crusher. Bad fight for the Blood Crusher. He needs to get away. Zero Cry's not happy about something. Maybe something happened to his Raptors. Maybe it was this guy annoying them with the grab inhibition field. Blood Crusher did get away with some Nurgle worship there. Plague Champion also made it out. Tau's starting to push back across the map now. Really bring that oppressive firepower, can't they? Fire Warriors with those pulse rifles. chucking a... Oh, that's the... I can't remember what they call it. Ion grenade or something. Quite nasty. And no fuse on it too. Chaos Lord is at level 4. Raptors messing up some Fire Warriors. Can they wipe them? Very, very nearly. Oh, the Bloodletters didn't teleport. They maybe could have teleported and wiped them out there. These guys power bashing. Broadside backing away. Does not want to get caught in melee. How did you survive there, Mr. Crisis Commander? Down to 1 hit point. Level 4, 968 hit points. There's more of that Storm of Fire buff. Sorcerer just got shot to death. Raptors jumping in though. Unifying Mantra used to support them with some damage resistance. Raptors, I think they're going to be fine. They're okay. Chaos Lord gets the revive too. Level 4 still. Sorcerer level 3. The awesome Icon of Tzeentch. Here's some Plague Marines in play for Jeff. West side is blue. Plague Marines can help shoot down this Narlock, which I think, yeah, it does have vehicle armor because it's a living creature. Of course, it does health regen. The Riptide also has health regen in tier 3, I think. It's a fella inside a suit. Oh, we got some Crisis Battle Suits for Torpid. These are the full versions because the Crisis Commander can call in some Vanguard Crisis Battle Suits in tier 2, which have less hit points, but are a bit more mobile and have a flamer and stuff. But these guys are the full thing. Really powerful ranged combatants and can switch their gun arms out. You can get, oh, here we go. Missile pod, that'll go on the left arm. They can get a plasma rifle on the right arm, or they can swap both arms for melter guns or fusion blasters. And these are pretty good anti-vehicle weapons. That blood pressure could be in trouble. That's the EMP going in. Here it is. Although I think, yeah, it seems to shoot out of their chest. They might want to adjust that effect slightly. But it's a huge deal, of course. Here's some more weapons that can hurt that blood crusher. I believe the Chasseray leader gets the exact same weapons as the others. He doesn't get an improved version of it. 235 to 336 on the VPs. Here comes a Predator tank for 0 Cry. Maybe with Mark of Tzeentch, because there's some big units on the field with the broadsides and the Greater Narlock. Good old Plague Marines doing their thing. There's one of the broadsides. Where's the Narlock? Oh, he's back at base. West side is being capped by the Ethereal. Got no war gear whatsoever, Mostafa, and he's still level 1. Pretty easy to take that guy down, I feel like. Aura of Decay from the Plague Champion. Also using the Pestilence Strike, fighting the Ethereal. Doing so much more damage than him. Takes him out. Levels up the Plague Champion to 4. He went into that fight with full health, I think, the Ethereal. I guess he was getting shot by the Plague Marines and stuff as well. Broadside getting a bit low, but here comes the Greater Narlock to help out. There's the Roar to slow down the Raptors. Can they jump away? They can't jump away. They're getting crunched. Yeah, he hits you with his little arms. That's quite cool. What's this? Decapping stealth fellas. Chaos pushed all the way through, looks like. Consumed from the Sorcerer. Teleports in to tie these guys up. And that was the Ethereal helping. 229 to 315 on the VPs. The Riptide on the way. Super unit for Tau. That's going to be MrCrow's. There's tier 3 for Mostafa, tier 3 for Jeff. Sorcerer in on this guy. Do you have a melee attack there, Mr. Broadside? I don't think he does. I know the Riptide does. It like bonks you on the head, the Riptide. But I don't think this guy can. How long can the Sorcerer stay in this though? Okay, teleports away. West side is red now. Oh, we got a Mark of Nurgle Predator. Wasn't not expecting that. Has those damage over time. Nurgle crap when he shoots. Not as effective versus larger targets though. Oh, look, you see the buff circle? That must be the Unstoppable Beast proccing. 20% decreased damage when he's below 40% hit points. Ethereal still down. Might have been a good idea to take this opportunity to bash at least a gen or two there. Another Riptide on the way, this time for Torpid. Where's the first one? There it is. He's still got these ghost Vespid Stingwings on the army panel. He's like blending into the road there, isn't he? that Riptide. Those Riptides have super mental weapons, as you would expect, and they have 3 abilities. If they use 2 of the abilities within 20 seconds of each other, they will start to melt down and deal damage to themselves and everything around them. They can leap, they can overcharge their shields, and they can do a big overcharge shot as well. And it might be, they might intentionally melt down with a jump in amongst some enemies maybe, and do some damage. Although that would be risky. They do have vehicle armor, almost 2,000 hit points. Relatively mobile. Oh! There's the big barrage. That means, yep, this guy's got the utilitarian annihilation for the missile barrage. That is so big. That is so many missiles. I think they do grenade launcher damage, so they're very effective against infantry, and they knock back, but they're not going to do much against vehicles. That seems super good though. I think it is, it's a like 50 power cost weapon, but that ability seems nuts. Just to force a big retreat kind of thing. Big champion goes after the Riptide. Might level to 5 soon. Heavy gun drone squad setting up to shoot that Blood Crusher. Blood Crusher's going to go down. Big champion runs away. I think it does like 60 heavy melee damage per hit, the Riptide in melee. Oh hey, we have a Hammerhead. Already has the big old railgun. Here's the Ion Cannon. Global nuke for the Tau. So many visual effects from these guys. Riptide is okay. Where's the other one? Also okay. Big chunks of damage to that Predator. Raptors jumping in. You can't suppress the Riptide, of course, but they can... Oh, they got melter guns, these guys. Can they wipe out the Crisis battle suits here? Surely they can. Oh, maybe not. Oh, the big Ion Accelerator overcharge. Okay, they did wipe out those Crisis guys, and he has melted down, as you can see. I think he used the leap and then he used the Ion Cannon thing. I think it's called Ion Accelerator, something like that. Big old shot we saw there. Now they got the Hammerhead on this side. Tank is down. Here's another one though. I don't think this one had a mark. This is the Nurgle one still. Great Unclean One's in though for VagrantTable. And march it through the mid maybe. Mostafa's Ethereal down. MrCrow, we've seen with those 2 pieces of war gear. Very effective. No armor upgrade yet for the Crisis Commander. Level 5 though. And how much damage this Repulsor's shield does. I imagine it's like, it's not a lot, it's like 30 probably, something like that. Maybe 50. Oh, there's the overcharged shields. Might be the most useful of his abilities. I mean, the leap is always amazing. I'm not sure how much damage the Ion thing does, but being able, because it's 50% less damage I think when that's up, being able to stand and trade more effectively seems really good for that Riptide. MrCrow hits level 5. Mostafa's Ethereal back to his feet. And it's the Tau now with a 2-to-1 cap. Phobos on the way, says Jeff. He'll help with these large targets. Zero Cry. I'm thinking Zero Cry should get like Plague Marines or something, or Havocs. This tank is getting destroyed. How much damage is this thing doing per shot? 48 armor. That's DPS, which is an impressive number when it's a big burst weapon. Must be doing like 200-300 damage per shot. Like a las cannon's been 150, right? Just saw a bit of the storm of fire there. Yeah, I can't. It doesn't tell me which invocations they have. I have to wait for them to use them. Ion Cannon. Trying to get some hits in. Could just use it to bash the power, maybe. 144 to 243 on the VPs. Have they seen the Great Unclean One? They probably have now. There's Melter. And they get the Hammerhead down. Gonna be tough. Gonna be tough. There's little Gauss cannons on the front there. Jeff waiting magnificently to join in the fray here. Phobos will be here soon. Plague Marines are getting shots on the Greater Narlock. There's that big Ion Accelerator thing. Oh, it leaves a bunch of crud on the ground doing inferno damage, I think. It's not just the initial shot. Those guys got the raw dat, so they slowed down. Raptor's able to jump out. Here is the Phobos. Can it take out the Greater Narlock? Big chunks of damage. Didn't level up this guy. I think he's going to get it. Yeah, down it goes. That was effective. Can they get some of that damage on the hammerhead? Can it trade with the hammerhead? It might have much shorter range than it. There's some Corn Worship helping out the Great Unclean One. And here's that barrage. Look how nasty that is. Is that overtuned? I mean, compare that to the Lord Commissar's off map artillery basilisk strike thing. It's a big burst damage, but it doesn't seem that effective. Here's another one. But they both have it now. Yeah, they both have it. Utilitarian Annihilation. Not doing a lot to the Phobos, but the infantry just can't stay there. They take so much damage from it. A nuke might save the Phobos. Yeah, because the hammerhead didn't want to chase anymore. Riptide seems okay with chasing. He might jump, actually. Because he got pretty low. Got a shot. Doesn't need to jump. 144 to 169. Throws up the shields to trade. He's getting outranged by the Phobos. Oh, no, he's not getting outranged. He just shoots really, really slowly, the Riptide. Maybe he just can't shoot while he's moving. Phobos down. Not yet. The champion's getting in there, but down goes the Phobos. It was actually the hammerhead, I think, that got last shot. More crisis battle suits this time from Crow. Look at the size of these armies they can field. Zero Cry went for another tank. And he got double Mark of Nurgle. Okay. I guess they are soaking up huge amounts of damage. Bloodletters are okay, I think. Here comes the... No, it's not a Grand King, it's a tank. There is the Grand King one. Just defending the natural VP. 144 to 137. Tau take the lead on VPs. There's the Narlock body look. Does it provide cover? Doesn't seem like it. But I like that it stays there. The Riptide here having to march back does have some health regen. Why does this thing have health regen? I mean, I know there's a fella inside of it probably, but it's the armor that's getting damaged. Here's another Riptide. 3 of them on the field now. Still 2 broadsides up as well. It's hard to approach this. It's going to be really hard to approach Tau positions, especially when he can do this when you're trying to get close. This is the one thing so far that feels a bit overtuned. I mean, I'm only just seeing it here. But that seems really powerful. The amount of disruption and the amount of damage. And how long it lasts. Look at this. That seems incredibly strong. 144 to 104. I don't know how dodgeable it is. It might have a long wind-up time, maybe. Melter onto the Riptide. Able to jump away. Does melt it down, though. Should survive the meltdown. I think it does like 30 damage per second when it's melted down. Oh, hey. Some Kutox Riders. Did they ever make these guys bigger? They still seem a bit small to me. I think the plan was to make them a bit larger, the models. They have heavy melee damage. They have these little auto cannons on the back, which is very fun. They also heal on kill, I believe. And they can thrash around and disrupt things. Good mobility, but do they have a place when you've got a big, massive firing line? I guess they can soak up damage for you. Having to flee. 2,700 hit points with the Ethereal Aura. That's nuts. Level 6, this guy. Mostafa just hit level 3. Triple cap for the Tau. They are going to get through and be victorious, I think. Grand King One's in there. Maybe Zero Fire can teleport him out when he gets into trouble. Here comes another Predator. Lots of Chaos Predators on the field, eh? Oh, they got one of the Riptides down. Oh, but the Great Unclean One goes down. Got broadsided by the broadside. Bunch of GGs. Single cap now for the Tau. It's going to be a 2-1 because they're going to get this back as well, and they are going to be victorious. 2 Riptides here. And there's Marker Light, look. More Kutox Riders from Torpid. Didn't really get to see these guys in combat. Yeah, I think they should be a little bit bigger. I don't know though. I only know them from Dawn of War 1 where they seemed way bigger than that. 2-1 at the end. Predator down. It's going to be a victory for the Tau. Awesome stuff. Level 3 Ethereal for Mostafa. MrCrow was level 7. How did he get so many kills? What's the damage of this thing? 65. It's only your regular melee weapon. It's all about that barrage though, eh? Wait, why is the repulsor shield not listed anymore? Level 7 Crisis Commander. Some few weird UI stuff going on with the Tau maybe. Level 7 Plague Champion, did Nurgle proud, I think. Sorcerer level 6 did have Tome of Subjugation at the end. Now, I imagine you can subjugate the broadside battle suits, so that'll be pretty useful. And a level 6 Chaos Lord with Demonic Visage at the end. There you have it, guys. Thank you all for watching. Big thanks to these players for duking it out in a faction war, and Torpid for sending over the replay. Hopefully they can get these guys into the main branch soon, but it's fantastic to see them coming along and looking pretty awesome and quite polished actually as well. Thank you for watching, guys. See you next time.